Hey everyone, and welcome back to the channel. Ever been curious about Linux, but a little hesitant to wipe your main computer and dive in headfirst? What if I told you there's a super safe, easy, and completely free way to run Linux right alongside your current Windows or Mac OS system? Well, get ready, because by 2025, it's easier than ever. And today, I'm going to walk you through the entire process of setting up Linux in a virtual machine. This is your personal sandbox to experiment, learn, and even become a power user, all without any risk. So, what exactly is a virtual machine, or VM for short? Think of it as a computer inside your computer. It's a software-based emulation of a physical PC. It has its own virtual CPU, RAM, storage, and networking, all borrowing a piece of your actual computer's hardware. The best part? Anything you do inside the VM stays inside the VM. It's completely isolated from your main system, which we call the host. This means you can install software, break things, fix them, and experiment to your heart's content. If you mess up catastrophically, you just delete the VM and start over in minutes. No harm, no foul. It's the ultimate playground for tech enthusiasts. Now, why would you want to do this in 2025? The reasons are more compelling than ever. First, for learning and development. Many top-tier programming, cybersecurity, and data science tools are built for Linux first. Running a Linux VM gives you a native environment to learn these skills, which are incredibly valuable in the job market. Second, privacy and security. Linux is renowned for its robust security model. You can use your Linux VM for sensitive tasks like online banking or browsing, adding an extra layer of protection. Third, it's just plain fun. The world of Linux is vast, with hundreds of different versions called distributions or distros, each with its own look, feel, and philosophy. A VM lets you distro hop and try them all out without commitment. All right, let's get down to business. The first thing we need is virtualization software. Two of the most popular and free options are VirtualBox from Oracle and VMware Workstation Player. Both are fantastic, but for beginners, I often recommend VirtualBox because it's fully open source and very straightforward. Today, we'll use VirtualBox for our demonstration. Head over to virtualbox.org and download the latest version for your operating system, whether that's Windows, Mac OS, or even another Linux machine. The installation is a standard next, finish process. Just accept the default settings and you'll be good to go. It might ask to install some network adapters or drivers. Go ahead and approve those. Once VirtualBox is installed, we need the main ingredient, a Linux distribution. If you're brand new to this, choosing a distro can feel overwhelming. My top recommendation for a beginner in 2025 is Linux Mint Cinnamon Edition or Ubuntu Desktop. Both are incredibly user-friendly, have a familiar desktop layout similar to Windows, and come with a ton of software pre-installed. They also have massive online communities, so if you ever get stuck, help is just a quick search away. For our guide, let's go with Linux Mint. Go to the official Linux Mint website, navigate to the download page, and grab the Cinnamon Edition. What you'll be downloading is called an ISO file, which is essentially a digital copy of an installation disk. Save it somewhere you can easily find it, like your Downloads folder. Okay, fire up VirtualBox. You'll be greeted by a clean, simple interface. Our first step is to create a new virtual machine. Click the big blue New button. This will launch a wizard. First, give your VM a name. Let's call it Linux Mint 2025. As you type the name, you'll notice VirtualBox is smart and will likely automatically select Linux and Ubuntu 64-bit as the type and version. Linux Mint is based on Ubuntu, so this is perfect. If not, just select them from the drop-down menus. Next up is memory, or RAM. This is how much of your computer's physical RAM you want to lend to the VM while it's running. The wizard will suggest a default, but I recommend giving it a bit more if you can. A good rule of thumb for a smooth experience is at least 4 GB, which is 4,096 megabytes. If you have 16 gigs of RAM or more on your host machine, you could even bump it up to 8 gigs for better performance. Don't worry, this RAM is only used by the VM when it's on. After setting the RAM, we need to create a virtual hard disk. This will act as the storage for our Linux installation. Choose the option Create a Virtual Hard Disk Now. On the next screen, select VDI VirtualBox Disk Image. Then choose Dynamically Allocated. This is a key setting. It means the virtual hard disk file on your computer will start small and only grow in size as you add files inside your Linux VM. Up to a maximum size you'll set next. This saves a lot of space compared to a fixed size disk. Now you set that maximum size. For a general purpose Linux install, I recommend at least 25 gigabytes. If you plan on installing a lot of software or storing large files, maybe go for 50 or even 100 gigabytes. Remember, this is the maximum it can grow to, not the initial size. Once you've set the size, click Create, and congratulations. You've just built the shell of your virtual computer. But right now, it's an empty shell. We need to install the operating system. Select your new Linux Mint 2025 VM from the list on the left and click the green Start button. A new window will pop up. Since this is the first time you're starting it, VirtualBox will ask you for a startup disk. This is where that ISO file we downloaded earlier comes in. Click the little folder icon, navigate to where you saved the Linux Mint ISO file. Select it and click Start. What happens next is that the VM will boot from this virtual disk, just like a real computer would. You'll see the Linux Mint boot menu. Simply press Enter on the default option, which is usually Start Linux Mint. After a few moments, you'll be loaded into a fully functional live Linux Mint desktop. This is a live session. It's running entirely from the virtual disk and RAM, and nothing has been installed yet. This is your chance to play around. Click on the menus, open the web browser, check out the file manager, get a feel for it. It's a full-featured desktop environment. When you're ready to make it permanent, look for an icon on the desktop that says Install Linux Mint. Double-click it. This launches the installation wizard, which will guide you through the final steps. It will ask for your language and keyboard layout. Then it will come to a crucial screen. Installation type. It will offer to erase disk and install Linux Mint. Now, this might sound scary, but remember, you are inside the virtual machine. The disk it's referring to is the virtual hard disk we created, not your actual computer's hard drive. This is the magic of virtualization. So, this option is perfectly safe. Select it and click Install Now. A confirmation will pop up. Just click Continue. The rest is simple. The installer will ask you to pick your time zone by clicking on a map. Then, you'll create your user account. Pick a username, a name for your computer, and most importantly, a strong password. You'll need this password to log in and to perform administrative tasks. Once you've filled that out, click Continue. The installer will now start copying files and setting up your system on the virtual hard disk. This is a great time to grab a coffee or a snack, as it can take anywhere from 10 to 20 minutes, depending on your computer's speed. Once the installation is complete, a small window will appear, telling you that you can either continue testing or restart. Click Restart Now. The VM will reboot. It might tell you to remove the installation medium and press Enter. Don't worry, VirtualBox handles this automatically. Just press Enter when you see that message. Your VM will now boot up from its new virtual hard disk, and you'll be greeted by the Linux Mint login screen. Enter the password you created, and voila! You are now running a fully installed, persistent Linux Mint system inside a window on your desktop. But wait, we're not quite done. There's one final crucial step for the best experience: installing VirtualBox Guest Editions. This is a special set of drivers that dramatically improves performance and enables cool features, like a shared clipboard between your host and the VM, and the ability to dynamically resize the VM's window. While your Linux VM is running, go to the Devices menu at the top of the VirtualBox window and select Insert Guest Editions CD Image. Inside your Linux Mint VM, a pop-up should appear asking if you want to run the software on the virtual CD. Click Run. It will open a terminal window and ask for your password. Type it in, press Enter, and let the script run. It will install all the necessary components. Once it's finished, it will tell you to press Enter to close the window. After that, perform one final restart of your Linux VM. You'll immediately notice the difference. The mouse will be smoother, and you can now go to the View menu in VirtualBox and enable Auto Resize Guest Display. It will make the Linux desktop scale perfectly as you resize the window. And that's it. You now have a fully functional Linux virtual machine ready for you to explore in 2025. You can update it, install software from its software manager, practice your command line skills in the terminal, and so much more. This is your safe space to learn and grow. When you're done, you can just shut it down like a real computer from inside the VM, or simply close the VirtualBox window and choose to save the machine state, which freezes it exactly as it is, allowing you to resume instantly later. I hope this guide was helpful and demystified the process for you. Running Linux in a VM is an incredibly powerful tool for any aspiring tech pro or hobbyist. If you enjoyed this video and want to see more tutorials like this, please hit that like button, subscribe to the channel, and ring that notification bell so you don't miss our next video. Let me know in the comments which Linux distro you decided to try out. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.